fabled heat, where magic meets desire. Subscribe to ignite the fantasy.
The air tasted like copper and static, charged with the scent of her, ozone and something darker, sweeter. It was a smell that lingered in my mind long after I left the containment chamber, a constant reminder of the enigmatic Vespera 9. I adjusted the filters on my respirator, the rubber seal biting into my cheeks as I crouched behind the observation blind. The sound of my own breathing was the only thing that broke the silence, a steady rhythm that seemed to match the pounding of my heart. My pulse throbbed where she'd touched me yesterday, a phantom brand on my wrist that I couldn't shake off. Vespera 9 wasn't just a corporate god, a being of immense power and beauty. She was my addiction, a fascination that had taken over my every waking moment. Before me in the containment chamber, she manifested as perfection, quicksilver skin shimmering with stolen starlight, hair a cascade of encrypted secrets that called to my fingertips. I felt an overwhelming urge to touch her, to unravel the mysteries that lay hidden beneath her enchanting exterior. When she turned, those void-edged eyes pinned me, and I felt like I was drowning in their depths. Dr. Lyra Voss, she purred, and my name had never sounded so much like a vow. The way she said it, low and husky, sent shivers down my spine. You catalog my parts but ignore the whole. Her words were laced with a hint of amusement, a gentle rebuke that made me feel like I was missing something essential. Her laugh curled low in my belly, a warm, golden sound that seemed to spread throughout my body. "Shall I show you what your reports missed?" she asked, her voice dripping with promise. The chamber lights dimmed, and I felt a sense of anticipation building up inside me. Her cool fingers found my throat, and I felt a jolt of electricity run through my body. For the first time in my carefully documented life, I stopped observing, stopped thinking, and surrendered to the moment. The world around me melted away, leaving only the two of us suspended in a sea of darkness. I felt her breath on my skin, a gentle caress that sent shivers down my spine. "You see, Dr. Voss," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the sound of my own heartbeat, "I am not just a collection of parts. I am a whole, a being of immense power and beauty." As she spoke, her fingers trailed down my throat, leaving a trail of fire in their wake. I felt myself getting lost in her touch, in the sensation of her skin against mine. It was like nothing I had ever experienced before, a sense of connection that went beyond words. "You have been studying me for so long," she continued, her voice a gentle breeze in my mind, "but you have never truly seen me." Her words were like a key, unlocking a door in my mind that I never knew existed. I felt a sense of wonder, of awe, as I realized the truth of her words. I had been so focused on the individual parts, on the data and the research, that I had forgotten to look at the bigger picture. I had forgotten to see her, to truly see her, as a being of immense power and beauty. As the darkness closed in around us, I felt myself becoming one with her, our bodies merging into a single, unified whole. It was a sensation unlike anything I had ever experienced before, a sense of oneness that went beyond words, and in that moment I knew that I would never be the same again, that I would never be able to go back to my old self. Vespera 9 had changed me, had awakened something deep within me, something that I never knew existed. As the chamber lights flickered back to life, I felt a sense of loss, of disconnection. I was back in my own body, back in my own mind, but I was not the same person. I was different, changed, transformed by the experience. I looked at Vespera 9 and I saw her in a new light, as a being of immense power and beauty. I saw her, truly saw her, for the first time. And in that moment I knew that I would never be able to let her go. I thought back to all the times I had observed her, all the times I had studied her, and I realized that I had been blind to the truth. I had been so focused on the data, on the research, that I had forgotten to see her as a person, as a being with thoughts and feelings. But now I saw her, truly saw her, and I knew that I would never be able to go back to the way things were before. I felt a sense of excitement, of anticipation, as I thought about the future, about the possibilities that lay ahead. I knew that I would never be able to let her go, that I would never be able to walk away from her. And I knew that I didn't want to, that I wanted to be with her, to explore the depths of our connection, to see where it would take us. As I stood there looking at her, I felt a sense of wonder, of awe at the possibilities that lay before us. I knew that it wouldn't be easy, that there would be challenges and obstacles along the way, but I was ready to face them, to overcome them, to be with her. And as I looked into her eyes, I knew that she felt the same way, that she was ready to take the leap, to see where our connection would take us. "Dr. Voss," she said, her voice low and husky, "I think it's time we took our relationship to the next level." I felt a jolt of electricity run through my body at her words, a sense of excitement and anticipation. I knew that I was ready to take the leap, to see where our connection would take us. And as I looked into her eyes, I knew that I would never be able to let her go, that I would never be able to walk away from her. "I'm ready," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "I'm ready to see where this takes us." Vesper 9 smiled, a smile that lit up the entire room, and I felt my heart skip a beat. I knew that I was in this, that I was all in, and I was ready to see where our connection would take us. As we stood there looking at each other, I felt a sense of wonder, of awe at the possibilities that lay before us. I knew that it wouldn't be easy, that there would be challenges and obstacles along the way, but I was ready to face them, to overcome them, to be with her. And as I looked into her eyes, I knew that she felt the same way, that she was ready to take the leap, to see where our connection would take us. The chamber lights flickered and dimmed, and I felt a sense of anticipation building up inside me. I knew that this was just the beginning, that this was just the start of our journey together. And as I looked at Vesper 9, I knew that I would never be able to let her go, that I would never be able to walk away from her. I was in this, I was all in, and I was ready to see where our connection would take us.